Some of the first orchids I ever bought are overwintering next to this window or door. They seem to be doing all right, but very slowly, I should say. Coming to think of it, I suspect that most orchid growers go through similar stages of evolution. First, when we get bitten by the orchid bug, we want to buy more and more orchids. Everything is new, so everything goes, no matter the type. We just know we need to try more. It was something like that happened to me anyway. As a consequence, we often end up with an ICU with a bunch of pots with plants in recovery or back pseudobulbs years away from blooming. In the next stages of our evolution, we find ourselves taking a critical look at our collections. And then we decide we have to be more selective in the future. Now that spring is coming and another growing season is starting, we are all anxious and excited, anticipating the purchase of new orchids, myself included. If all goes as scheduled, I'll be attending a show in Lisbon next weekend. This is Bretonia, Covai's Choice. It is an hybrid of the Oncidium alliance. It's a cross between two South American orchids, and it's a cross of two different genera, Brassia and Miltonia. I got this plant about 18 months ago. It was a very small plant and it was not in bloom. But it has been a very well-behaved plant for me. Under my care, it bloomed in April last year. Although the spike was not very big, it was quite small and it had only 2 flowers. But those 2 flowers, according to my notes, lasted for 6 weeks. They were sort of spidery looking and they were quite fragrant. Since then, this plant has grown a very fat pseudobulb and it's now in spike. It's still quite early to see how many blooms I will have this year, but I found out something quite interesting. I noticed that the spike was showing a few drops of some liquid. I tasted it and it is kind of sweet. The funny thing is that I found the same sap coming out of the flower spikes on both mini falls I showed to you some time ago. These ones you can see here. And that sap was also sweet. However, I have 3 other falls that are now in spike, but in those I never noticed this sweet sap, in none of them. I find that quite interesting. It must mean something. Does anyone know what it is? This is the only Zygopetalon I have so far. I bought it in spike 1 year ago. It grew well during the summer, but then it had an unexpected setback. However, it is recovering now with 2 new growths. This is Oncidium Jungle Monarch. I got it in May last year on Mother's Day. It has produced a very big new growth, so hopefully it will spike soon. This plant here, I don't know really what it is. I bought it 18 months ago. It didn't have a tag and it was quite a small plant. It didn't grow much during the summer, and during the winter it grew to quite nice new growths. For the color of the leaves and the shape of the pseudobulbs, I suspect it might be Miltoniopsis. Let's see how it goes from this on. This plant came home about 1 year ago. It is an Ocostel golden geyser, named after the beautiful golden blooms. It used to be in the genus Odontoglossum. Apparently it is not a very easy plant to grow, and at first it was quite fussy, but it seems to be settling now. It grew two growths beginning last summer, and now it's starting a third one. My Oncidium twinkle are hanging, and they love it. This is the white one, and here is the pink one. I bought them only 1 year ago, but they already bloomed twice. There are plenty of new pseudobulbs forming, as you can see. This plant came last year. It was tagged Miltonia Sunset, but that remains to be seen. There is some information going on about this hybrid. Apparently, Miltonia Sunset has not been commercialized for some time, and that is due to the success of a new hybrid, which looks exactly the same, but which has more Miltoniopsis in its hybridization. We shall see if this is a fact confirmed in the future. And to finish this already long video, I would like to show you the plants I got from Orchid Garden last October, thanks to the voucher I won on the 1000 subscriber giveaway by Olivia of the well-known Olivia's Water Culture channel. I'll put a link below in the description box for those who might not yet be acquainted with it. Go and visit her channel. I have learned so much from her. This is the main plant, Ascocentrum ampliaceum. It is a vivacious orchid, medium size, and it is doing quite well, considering it came in October. I keep it in this glass bowl, which is easier for me to keep it, and for the roots to be hydrated. This type of orchid grows 3 fans, or more, but this one has 3 fans, and the blooms come from the base of the plant. I ordered the pink one because the orange one was not available. Maybe I'll get it later. I ordered another vivacious type. This is Neophoenicia falcata. It's doing quite well. It has a new growth. It is being kept on the dry side on top of this moss ball, as recommended by many experts. The last plant is Tolunia, a type of orchid I love. I intend to get more if I can. For the time being, this one is sitting on moss on a basket, but I may mount it later on. There was another orchid on my order, which was Masdevallia ignea, but for my surprise, she did not make it. Too bad. Well, this is it for this week. I hope you have enjoyed it. See you in the next video. Bye!